we know like recently there is this heavy rains across India that has created havoc across many cities, particularly Delhi, Gujarat, and lot of internet was sharing with a lot of memes, jokes saying like our city has turned into Venice. Should I come to office or not? So a lot of these jokes. So jokes apart, but let's get into this important topic. Like whenever there is a heavy rain, why does India flood? Why are our cities so easily get flooded and vulnerable, and so many thousands of people are get affected? They have to be moved to other areas, and this story repeats every year in one city or other, and causing huge financial losses. So is there a solution to solve this flooding in the cities? I mean, I don't say like, we have got some magical bullet or silver bullet to solve this, but if we can turn to nature, I think we can find a solution to a certain extent. And the concept, the idea of sponge city is nothing but turning to nature and moving away from these hard concrete infrastructure that we are building for over the last few years, to going back to these old practices, best practices of living close to the nature. The topic is the sponge cities, and as the name suggests, right, the city, if we want to protect ourselves from this flooding, the runoff water and all these things, the city should act as a sponge. What is sponge city? What is the function of the sponge? It absorbs all the water, and if you press it, it releases the water. I think a similar concept here, what we are proposing with the sponge city, is where whenever there is a heavy rain, all the rainwater has to be absorbed, soaked, and we should be in a position where we can use them, release them during the drought times, or like whenever we need the water. And so basically it's like instead of the present infrastructure, if you look at the present infrastructure, right, we have got these stormwater drains. Whenever there is a heavy rain, we have got these drains where we drain the entire rainwater into the nearest lakes, ponds, whatever it is. But the sponge city concept is the other way around. We welcome rain, and we should absorb the water locally within the community, within the buildings, so that the runoff water doesn't happen. And that is the whole concept. So if you look at it, right, this is the urban flooding. And this is, I think, one of the photos in Hyderabad itself. Whenever it rains, it floods the entire roadways. Now, why does this happen? It's because, you go to the next slide, which is, I think if you can see clearly, if you have a big, huge concrete space where the water cannot infiltrate into the ground, then you see the percentages, like how much water gets infiltrated, and how much of the water is a runoff, and how much water gets precipitated. So in this slide clearly shows, if we have a non-porous surface, then approximately 5% gets infiltrated, and 55% runoff water, and 30% gets evaporated. Whereas if you have trees, soil, a normal ground kind of a thing, then what you're going to have is 10% surface runoff. So what all you're seeing in the cities where you have this huge flooding and all these things is because of lack of infiltration, lack of porous surfaces where you are not able to absorb the water. I think that is the main reason why you are seeing these huge floodings. And my goal through this presentation is, if we can nudge or start the city corporations to implement some of these spawn city concepts that we're going to discuss today, I think then we are going to kind of like, achieve really this, to address the problem of flooding. So this needs involvement of all the stakeholders, right from government, city corporations, uh, builders, citizens, financial institutions, and local communities. If all of us can come together, then I think like, it is much easier to build this pond city.